great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. But yeah, right now, I have been listening. Hello, everybody. How you doing? It's your boy, Jim Hacking. Oh, I saw that Jimmigration Hacking. I got to fix that. How's everybody doing? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration attorney practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. This is episode 570. I hope everybody had a nice Easter, a nice weekend, whatever you were doing. I hope everybody's week is off to a good start. I am at home today. Nor is still dealing with the collision of a soccer ball with her head on Thursday. So we went to the doctor and she's taking the day off. So I'm going to stay home just so I can take care of her, make lunch and so forth. And then tomorrow's election day, so she'll get another day off. Let me go ahead. Did I leave the comment? Let me go ahead and leave the link so that you guys can join on in. How's everybody doing? It's just me today. Huli is, here's the link. Huli is on assignment, so I'm on a solo show today. So come on into the waiting room and keep me company. Let's see who's here. So Viva's here. TNT's here in H-Town. Let's see what Don has to say. This morning on SoFlo TV, your law firm was mentioned. You got a big up on this platform. I asked him to do so. My son is going to screenshot and send it to your email. You're a big part of the Yardy family. Well, that's great. SoFlo TV sounds like a show that I would like. Thank you, Donna. Beva says, hi, Jim. And it looks like Beva's in the waiting room, so we'll get to Beva in a minute. Always rely, tune in this program in the morning. Big up. Awesome. That's great. Thanks, Donna. Hello from North Dakota. Jay Cruz is here. I only have 300 episodes left to watch before I'm all cut up. Ito's in Houston. We got a lot of people watching in Texas, including All In, who I love it. All In just can't stop beating the dead horse of how great Texas is. Even in his 5-star review he left for me, he made a point to mention how great Texas is. So big ups to All In for sticking to his guns. He does not back down. And of course, that's why he's successful. Katerina is here. Ivana is here. Tyrone is sending blessed Mondays to everybody. Traylene is in Youngstown, Ohio. Beva's in the waiting room. So I'll put the link one more time. Here's the link. Are we not posting in Facebook? Let's see. Here's the link. What's going on? I don't know what's up with Facebook. That's weird. What did you guys do this weekend? Did you have fun? Did you have a nice Easter? Did you have good treats from the bunnies? We had some good shows this weekend. I enjoyed the shows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Don's sending big ups from Rhode Island, and we're getting big ups from Diane in Savannah. So let's see if Beva's the only person in the waiting room. So if you want to come in and ask me, now's a good time. Hope is here. Beva, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Am I audible?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hi, Jim. How are you? Thanks, man, for
Great.
supporting us like this.
Sure. What's up?
Yeah, I just came from a university and I was just waiting for the live.
Great. I'm glad I'm here. What can I help you with?
Jim, I have a great confusion. I just want to explain the scenario first, like what I'm going through. Right now I'm in Canada and I'm an Indian passport holder. And I came Canada in 2023 in December on a study visa. So, like, my girlfriend, she is an US citizen. She is born and brought up here only. She lives in Texas. So, actually, we met like 2 months back, and we have, good emotional attachment, and we are doing very well. So, we are getting to plan marriage this year. And so, but there's a challenge like which I'm facing. She's already married, and she is seeking for a divorce, like with the person she's living with. She was in a relationship with him like from last 10 years something, and she have 2 kids as well, but the things are not working good between them, and his man is just dating a younger guy or some younger girl something. So she's confused like how to file a divorce and do things like to carry with me forward. So what will you suggest me to do? And I have mailed you regarding this, and I got an email from your side like Daniel will be connecting with me or something, but no one has just connected till now.
So is there a divorce on file?
No, actually, the thing is that whenever she is asking for divorce, since 2 years, she's asking him for divorce. Whenever they sit on the table, he is always like he let it go the things, and he always like busy in his work and something. So she, on her behalf, also like I have connected today, she is on work. So what should she do for the divorce and how she can take the steps? So
Where does she live?
in Texas,
So there's no such thing of asking somebody for a divorce. You just file for divorce. She could have filed for divorce 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah,
So like, and how can, because we were just was planning to get married after 6, 7 months, but I saw a video like it will be a rush and it will create
yeah.
a mess in.
Everything needs to slow down. How long ago did you meet her?
Sorry?
How long ago did you meet her?
It's 2 months only. That is the thing.
Why are you talking about about? I mean, you're so far away from that. You got to let things
Yeah.
happen. First of all, do we really think she's going to divorce this guy? I'm not sure. I mean, if
Okay.
she's had to waiting for her husband to give her a divorce, that's like not even
No,
mind right.
actually, there are some assets which are, just creating a mess between them. So that is the thing.
Yeah, but
And
nothing has started. And did she was she born in the United States or did she?
she was born in the United States. Yeah.
Okay, and did she ever sponsor this prior spouse for an immigration benefit, or were they a U.S. citizen too?
No, I don't think so.
The person that she married was already a U.S. citizen. They didn't get an
Yeah,
immigration benefit through.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. How did you meet her?
We met on a Snapchat.
So, have you met face to face yet?
Actually, I was planning to visit her, but she was also applying for the passport. She is not having a passport, so I was applying for the visa. But the tourist visa is taking us so long. So
So, here's what I would say, baby. You shouldn't call me back or call our firm for 2 or 3 more years. Nothing should happen until she's divorced. That's going to take 6 or 8 months. Then you guys should meet several times. Just everything needs to slow down. This is way too fast.
it's way too fast.
Way too fast. She's still
Oh,
married to somebody else.
so like how she can just go for the divorce? She's
She
confused, and
goes.
she was like,
She picks up the. She looks online. She says, "Texas divorce lawyer." Then she picks up the phone and says, "I want to get divorced. Please make it happen. I will pay you money. File the
okay,
divorce." Then they file for divorce, and then they fight over the kids. They fight over the assets. They fight over the money, and then she
okay,
gets divorced.
got it.
And
So
then she visits you. You visit her. Whatever. You let this thing take over time. You guys met on Snapchat 2 months ago. You're way too far down the line.
got it. So would you want like can you help her like in getting divorced, or like I have to find anyone else, any other
No,
lawyer or
no.
something?
We're immigration only. We don't do divorce.
Okay, so let me just talk to her once, and if we can just conduct a meeting again, if it's possible.
It's too early for me. Call me back in a year and a half. I don't need to
Okay,
hear from you until she's divorced and you're married. There's
okay,
nothing. You got to slow this shit down. This is way too fast.
okay, okay. Thank you, Jim. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
baby. See you, buddy.
Yeah, bye.
All right, Marla's back. Hello, Marla.
Hey,
How you
happy
doing?
April Fool's Day. No
Oh,
April
that's
Fool's jokes on you
oh,
yet, huh?
oh yeah. I forgot to pull a trick. I should have.
Yeah. My question, I have a few things I wanted to talk about. First of all, I'm the US citizen and my now husband is in the UK. We met through a CB radio network radio
I
chat,
remember.
and we've known each other on that since 2018. We've had now 5 visits, and I'm going back over there to the UK. And of course, I have a lot of things going on, so we're not going to do anything with immigration for a while because I have back taxes that I didn't know. I need. Well, I do know I needed to do that, but I need to file those. My question is if when am ready, which we think we'll probably do that in about a year, is that going to be? They'll probably ask you, well, why did you wait so long? You got married before you filed your papers, or they don't care when the timeline is because I got to sort out my taxes and how much I owe and start making a payment plan with that. Does it really matter? You know
So
that?
so
What is
Why
my question, right?
why wait to file the I-130? The I-130 doesn't involve anything about that. The I-130 only involves, are you free to marry? Were you free to marry when you got married, and was he free to marry? And do we believe this is a real relationship? That's it. All that taxes
Yes.
stuff, that's way down the line. So because that part's going to take a year, why not just get that part started and deal with your taxes over the next year?
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I'm glad I asked that question because
Yeah.
I was worried. I was worried, like, oh man, maybe I have to sort everything out and have it all on proper line and everything,
No.
because I didn't want that to hold up anything.
The
Okay, very
I-130
good.
is about, is it a real relationship?
Oh yeah, we love each other to death,
Yeah.
and he's just adorable. I don't think I could have my more perfect soulmate.
Awesome.
And then the other weird question I had is, okay, so we do all that. The place that I live at, I own, and well, I put his name and my name on the house where it's just a RV. No, it's an R. How you call it? He calls it a static caravan. So
Mobile
it's just
home.
a small, but it's inside an RV park. But the lady that I went to the office and I asked her, I said, well, if I were to get married, can my husband move in with me? And I explained the circumstance. She said that he couldn't move in there unless, which the credit score I'm not worried about because I would already put him in on a bunch of my credit cards and stuff with me. So we could build credit together. You have to have a good credit score. But she said he can't move in unless he has a social security card. So I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? Because I don't own the land that my home is on, my mobile home. So I have to follow their rules. What would I do about if he doesn't have a social security card? And are you okay?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm just stretching. Um, None of that matters right now. I don't, from an proving up the case standpoint, we don't need him on the property. He lives in England. Nobody would expect him to be on the lease or on the property. That's totally okay. If and when he gets approved, and if and when he comes to the United States, he will receive a green card and a social security number in the mail a few weeks later,
Oh,
and that's when you'll be
cool.
able to add him.
Okay, because I didn't know that he would get a green card and a social security number. Okay, cool then. All right, well then we'll work on our papers. That's why I was just holding off for. I didn't know since we married here in the U.S. in Florida if that was going to be a big problem. So I will start. We'll do the papers then.
Thanks, Marlon.
All right,
See you.
thank you.
Okay, bye. All In is going all in. He says, if I open an office in Houston, I double my revenue and triple my satisfaction we get from helping people. Well, we're going to try a couple other cities first. I think we're going to try Chicago first and then probably Dearborn, Michigan. Speaking of Dearborn, did you guys see Rami Youssef on Saturday Night Live on Saturday? He was great. Dan is here. I think he's on a treadmill. Dan, are you on a treadmill?
No, I just got done. I just got done from treadmill.
How you doing, buddy? Good.
Doing good, good.
Great.
I got a question real quick. So I just got my green card recently, and I've been on the show a couple times, and when people apply for the citizenship, there was a question about uh, doing something with like serving or like saying you want to be chosen for like service or something like that we have to do as a green card holder.
Selective
Um,
service. Yeah.
yeah. So how do I? First of all, do I need it, and how do I even go about doing that?
How old are you?
27.
How old were you when you got your green card?
I just got it like last week.
So you don't have to do it. It's only if you're between 18 and 26, so you're fine.
Okay.
You'll say no on that.
Okay. Well, if I did have to do it, how would I go about like even doing that actually?
www.sss.gov, but you can't now because you're too old.
Okay. All right, cool. Just want to make sure about that.
That's
That's
it.
all I got. Yep. Thank you.
See you, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Alexandria is here. Hello, Alexandria. How are you doing? You got Tom Brady and Tom Brady. What's this all about, Tom Brady?
Hi.
How you doing?
Yeah. My boyfriend loves Tom Brady.
All right, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. What's up?
Yeah, so I have a little complicated case. Currently, I am on tourist visa here, and it will expire on April 23rd. So I was thinking to request an extension of visa or extension of stay. just because I have a pending application in Manila, Philippines for a consular report of birth abroad.
For yourself?
And the app,
For
sorry,
who? For who?
for me.
Okay.
And I applied that last year of January 13. So they were looking for an additional documents from my father. So my father asked me to come here and collect all the needed documents that they need. So I keep on sending them from month to month basis, like whatever the documents needed. Last March 20th, they were requiring me to be in Philippines again for an interview. So I reminded them that I am here as a tourist visa. So in case they needed more documents, I can send them. So they said, okay, you don't have to come for the interview. Only your mom. And the last email that I got from them saying it's the application is still further review. And so if still further review and they may be in need of another document, so I wanted to stay here just in case I still have to send them since it's still in further review. I don't want to keep coming back because I've been doing all of this for 2 years now. Since I was in Dubai, I left my job here just to come here for tourist visa, secure some documents, going back to the Philippines and all. That's my situation right now.
This is one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. Why do you think you're a U.S. citizen? What's the theory that you're a U.S. citizen through your dad?
Yes. So I'm not actually sure the right process of everything, but they said we can apply for a CRBA. So yeah, my dad is a U.S. citizen. He met my mom in the Philippines as a U.S. Marine in 1990.
Okay, was he born in the United States?
Yes, sir.
Why did everybody wait so long to try to work on this for you?
The main reason is I was born 1990 of September. 1991, while I was born, my dad is having an emergency work at the ship, so they were there. And then when he came on my baptism, they don't have enough time to process my citizenship just because they were advised to leave the country immediately because of the Mount Pinatubo eruption.
Okay, but that was 34 years ago, right?
Yeah, so after that, no communication. We did not find him. He did not find us since we left the city where we at, and he doesn't have a clue where we transferred. We don't know where he is as well. We
So
only found out each other.
right now, you don't know where your dad is.
Right now, I know.
Okay. So,
We
I
met
mean,
only 2 years ago.
okay, and is he helping with this process?
Yeah, he's helping us with the processes and giving us the documents we need.
Okay. Well, what documents have you acquired in the United States and sent back to the Philippines, and what document do you think you still might need? I don't know why you need to be here to do all this. Is my question. That's what, and I hate extensions of stay requests.
Yeah, my the documents that I was able to acquire is like his school records, social security, that he's been working here, that he stayed like for 10 years before
Yeah.
and after turning 14 years old.
Right.
Affidavit of support. Me and my dad went to Chicago, Illinois. We are in Missouri right now. We went to Chicago to update my birth certificate because he can't fly to the Philippines because he has hip issue and he's old. So we processed my birth certificate in Chicago, came back here, waited for 3 months before it has processed, send them the documents.
So, what document or documents or what? Why do you think they haven't approved this case yet? What are they hung up on? Do you know?
I'm not really sure, sir. The last thing I'm waiting for, because they said after the interview, if it's everything goes well, they will the last thing that they will require is a DNA test. So if it's a DNA test, I need to be here with my dad for us to do a DNA testing
Well, that's not true.
and then send it to them.
That's not true. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
have you had a lawyer involved in any of this?
No, sir.
Why? This is really complicated what you're trying to do. You're trying to prove that you're a citizen 35 years after you were born. There's no
Yeah,
reason for
that's
you.
what.
There's no reason for you to be in the United States.
Yeah, I have talked to one lawyer, but she's not much familiar about the consular report of birth and
Okay.
here in Missouri. So that's why I'm trying to join this live session in case I needed some help, and I can't wait whatever the Manila Embassy is trying to do. Maybe we can apply for an adult passport here and needed a lawyer assistance as well. I am not sure. So that's why my question, should I extend number one? Number two, should I process in a Department of State an adult passport with a lawyer assistance? Also, the reason why we wanted this fast because I'm planning to get married to a U.S. citizen as well. So
And they're in the
it's a
United
little
States.
complicated. Yeah, living with
Alexandria,
him.
Alexandria, I have lots of ideas on ways that I can help you. I think what you need to do is to file an N-600 to show that you're a U.S. citizen. Prove it all up here in the United States. I'd forget about Manila. I would do it all here. If you have you're either a U.S. citizen or you entered on a B1, B2, and you can marry that other U.S. citizen. I think either way, dealing with the embassy in Manila is not the way to. I think this whole thing is backwards. I don't think you guys have handled this right. Now, I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying that you can make this a lot easier than you're making it. You're making it very hard.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to have, if you want to have a meeting,
Okay.
if you can have a meeting with me and your dad, or your dad and your mom and you, I'm happy to try to help. Happy to try to help you sort this out.
Okay.
I don't think you need to file for an extension, and I don't think you need to worry about Manila, and I don't think you need to go back. I think you do it all right here.
Oh, okay. So even though while we are processing it and I went on out of status, it's okay because I don't want to be in out of status actually.
Right. Well, that's that conversation I'd rather have off camera. So if you want to email me, we can go from there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Do you have my email?
No, actually, let me
I'll
write it down.
put it on the screen. It'll be on there the rest of the show. Okay. It'll be on the bottom.
Okay.
You can just email me
Okay.
info.
Okay,
It's
sir.
info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Yeah, I think you're just going to file an
Okay.
N-600 and prove it all up here. Do you have your birth certificate, Alexandria? Was your birth certificate generated at the time that you were born?
No. The time I was born, it was only updated 2 years ago.
Why?
Because when I was born September 1990, my dad was on a ship. He came back February, and my birth certificate's already processed at that time. And then in Philippines, it needs the father should sign.
So he's not on the birth certificate? Your dad isn't on the birth certificate?
He's not on birth certificate. Yeah, he is right now because it was updated. But prior, 18 years old, he wasn't.
Wow. That's a very interesting case. Let me know if you need our help, okay, Alexandria?
Yes, sir. I'll send you an email for sure.
Okay, great. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
See ya. Okay, bye. John is back. He was trying to come in yesterday. John, are you with us?
Oh, good afternoon. I'm calling from Nigeria.
Hi, John. How you doing from Nigeria?
Yes. Please, I want to make a finding for my sister. Precisely in 2014, her mother filed a petition for her, and eventually the petition was approved. She went for interview in 2022 in Nigeria, but before the 2022, the mother died. So, and the petition was revoked. So then eventually she wrote an humanitarian letter, and the case was reaffirmed last year, December 2023. Okay. So she got reaffirmation notice in December 2023. So since then, by USCIC.
Hold on. Reaffirmation notice from the State Department or from USCIS?
Yes, from USCIS.
Okay.
So then, since that December 2023, when she got the reaffirmation notice, now she has been waiting endlessly since December 2023 to hear from MPC or the consulate or embassy in Nigeria. So she doesn't even know, she's in dark. She doesn't know what else, what next. So that's my question.
When was the last time she had contact with them?
Pardon?
When was the last time she had contact with the embassy?
She made the embassy, and when she made the embassy, the embassy said she should that they've not received any communication from USIC or MPC.
Right, but when was that? When was the last time anybody talked to the embassy?
She mailed embassy even last week.
Last week, okay. All right, so I mean, her priority date is current. Is her priority date current?
Pardon?
Is her priority date current?
I think our priority, what we don't really know is, so far she has gone for interview and the visa was revoked. Would they send another letter of interview, inviting her to be interviewed again?
What I'm trying to ask, let's pretend that your mom is still alive, okay? Right. Your mom was the sponsor, right? Or her mom was the sponsor, right?
Hello?
Can you hear me, John?
I'm hearing you faintly.
What is the priority date on your sister's case? The priority date. When was it? When did your mom file it?
Okay, it was July 2014.
July 2014. And is your sister married or not married?
She's not married, unmarried.
Has she
Unmarried
been
daughter.
married at all during the process?
Pardon?
Have you been married at all during the process?
But like I told you, the mother is late. They revoke it based on that.
No, I know. Has your sister ever been married?
Pardon?
Okay, I gotta go. He can't hear me. He's driving me nuts. Alongi's here. What's up, Alongi?
I'm good. How you doing?
Great, buddy. How you doing?
I'm cool. Yeah, I have some two questions to ask. I'm presently in Texas, working with one of the financial institutions as quality assessor and cyber threats.
Where are you? Where are you?
I'm from Texas.
Texas. Okay.
So I applied for EB2 NIW, but got confused if it's going to be approved or not as in self-petition because of my status. I still have a pending asylum. So my question is it possible for me to get approved of my EB2 NIW because of my pending asylum?
What country are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
When did you enter the United States?
March 25, 2017.
And when did you file for asylum?
I filed in 2017 before the 180 days.
Before the 180 days?
Yes.
Okay. And is your case still at the asylum office?
Yeah, it's still pending. They haven't called me for interview, anything. I only have the EAD and social.
Okay. And so was this your first entry to the United States?
Yes.
Okay. So the question is, Jim, if I file for asylum within my first 6 months of authorized stay and my asylum case remains pending at the asylum office, there's been no delay on my part, all the delays been on the part of the government, does that render me eligible to adjust my status to lawful permanent resident under the NIW National Interest Waiver, EB2 green card petition? Can I do what I want to do? That's what you're asking me, right?
Yes.
Okay. The right answer, Alongi, is yes, you can. Okay. There's case law, there's regulations that say that you can't, but half the time USCIS says that you can't. Does that make sense? So like they don't know their own rules.
Okay.
So I think at some point you're going to need the help of a lawyer to try to convince them that you filed for asylum on time, that the delay was all their fault and 0% your fault, and that therefore you should be able to change your adjust your status to lawful permanent resident if they approve the I-140.
Yes.
I mean, that's the obviously that's the most important thing is the I-140 has to be approved, right?
Yes.
But if it's approved, they should allow you. Is your I-140 is just pending right now?
Yes, I got the priority date on it for March 18. I submitted it on March 18.
Okay.
And I got the received letter for it.
So if the I-140 gets approved, call me back and I'll tell you what. Like we need to argue. Like we need to walk them through why you can adjust. They won't, and we will submit that with the 45 because they won't believe us that we can adjust, but you can. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, Longy. See you, buddy.
Yeah, okay.
All right. I got nobody in the waiting room. Nobody in the waiting room. So we're either going to have to find some folks to come into the waiting room, or I'm going to have to talk for a while, or we're going to cut the show short. David, it doesn't sound like he has a lawyer for the EB2. It sounds like he filed it on his own. Carolina says she's watching the show while having lunch with her coworkers. That's fun. Sunny has arrived and is wishing all in. So all in says, chat time. I don't know that I have much stories to tell. I was thinking of a story the other day to tell you guys, but I forgot what it was. I don't know. Oh, Fatuma's here. Hello, Fatuma. How are you doing, girl? We all miss you, Fatuma. I wish that F2B category would move for you, Fatuma. I don't know why it's not. Oh, Jay Cruz wants to know, what's the shortest case that I ever saw processed? The one that stands out in my mind, Adele and I, this would have been in the old office. So this would have been like 2014, 15. We did a I-129F, a Bosnian fiance case. And the beneficiary was in my office 60 days after we filed the I-129F, if you can believe that. So we filed it. It got approved like in 2 weeks. There was no such thing as documentarily qualified back then. It just boom, 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 got approved. And she was in our office. And that was 2 months. That's one of the fastest things. We have one of our team members is going to naturalize next month, and that's going to be like a 5-week-old case. So that's pretty crazy. Donna, I want to see that clip from SoulFlow TV. I got to see that. You know I'm going to get excited about that. Alejandro reminds us that today is the day 1 of the new USCIS fees. So new USCIS fees, new USCIS forms. So if you're filing as of today, remember that you got to pay the new fees. So here, Mighty asked a good riff off the last question. If you overstay your visa but qualify for NIW, can you adjust your status? The answer to that question is no. The reason that Alongi could adjust is because, and that's why I kept asking him, the delay was through no fault of your own. Asylum is not actually status for purposes of adjustment, but if USCIS has refused to adjudicate your case in a timely fashion and you file it, it's a big difference. If he filed it after the 6 months, it wouldn't work, but he filed, and so the adjustment carries him over. But just overstaying a visa, you can't adjust status based on employment. You could based on marriage, but not on employment. All right. We're getting lots of good questions. What are your thoughts if the Chevron defense is struck down? Well, I'm very excited about this. I mean, I hate the Supreme Court, and I think they're a bunch of clowns, and I also think they're going to cause a lot of chaos. But the Chevron doctrine basically says if USCIS says something, or the State Department says something, that the agency is supposed to be given extra deference, and they might strike that down. If they did, we're going to have a whole lot of fun in federal court. we'll see what happens about that. Munir is here. What's up, Munir? How you been, man? Haven't seen you in a long while. Kofi's asking, whatever happened to the guy that cussed at the USCIS officer? I don't know, but that was sure fun, Kofi. You're right about that. All right, Jesse's here. Hello, Jesse.
Hi, how are you, Jim?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So yeah, I've been watching your show for a couple months now and learning a lot of things, and I'm
Great.
nervous to be on here asking questions, but
Hmm.
so basically, I'm dating a man from Morocco. We've been dating for almost 2 years now. We've known each other for almost 3 years, and basically, I mean, we talked about getting married, but we're not married yet, and I'm not in a financial situation to sponsor him. I don't really have anyone who can like be a sponsor. But I have a couple of questions about the sponsor. So say I do find a sponsor and I apply for that. Is it possible to change the sponsor at any time, like after the application is approved, a couple years in, like say I'm making the required income now, is it possible to change?
No, they're on the hook. Once they sign it, they're on the hook.
Okay.
But
What if the sponsor?
just so you know, Jesse, you don't need that for the first part, right? Like you could get married and start the process, and you'll have a year to deal with the financial stuff. How many trips have you guys had back and forth with each other?
We've met each other twice. Once in Morocco in 2022, July, and then once just recently in England about a month ago.
Okay, so that's good. Is there a big age gap?
No, he's 3.5 years younger.
Perfect. Okay, and have either of you been married before?
No.
Has he ever applied? Has he ever applied for a visit visa or any other kind of visa to come to the United States?
Yes. So we applied for a visit visa. He had his interview in November of last year, but was rejected. So he has that.
Well, he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything that was false, fraudulent, or misleading, right?
No,
he was honest. Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
we said that he was coming over to visit me and meet my family and travel, and
That's why he got denied. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
okay.
I definitely learned some things since watching your show.
No, that's okay. No, I'm glad he told the truth.
A couple years ago, before he met me, I think 2019-ish, 2020, he had met someone else also from the States, and they had met a few times and then had decided to get married. And she had started a K-1 visa with him, and then she met someone else and canceled that K-1 visa.
So they're not going to like it. Did that case reach Morocco, or is that all at USCIS?
I don't know. I'm not sure that detail.
It's really important, and you should find that out because Morocco is going to hold that against him. So
what do you mean if the case reached Morocco?
What I mean is, was the K-1 approved, and did it get to an interview in Morocco, and then it fell apart, or did it fall apart while it was still at USCIS?
Okay.
So see, because they're just so you know, Jesse, the way they're gonna frame the case is, we've got this guy who's just desperate to come to the United States. First, he does a K-1 with this woman. Now he does an I-130 with this woman. So that's what I'm worried about.
Okay. So if the K-1 was approved and he was waiting for the interview, that's the stage that we're worried about?
Yeah. I mean, I'm worried about all of it. They're going to know about all of it, but it's not great.
Right. So, I mean, I guess what is the hope in the future, like that they would approve it? Like, what do you think the chance is? Like,
keep going. Yeah, keep going. Just, I would file the I-1. I mean, once you get married, I wouldn't do a fiance case. You already tried the B1, B2. I would go straight to marriage. I would get married, or I would visit again. I know you said money's a little tight, but we want to prove up the merit. We don't want this to be like, in a big rush. We want it to look slow and deliberate and, that kind of thing. So take your time.
Yeah. We're still, we're hoping to meet again in the summer. Like, we're not rushing into anything. Just trying to get kind of long range plans of what might happen.
Yeah.
And going back to the sponsor, like what if the sponsor dies or the sponsor loses their job or their income, like what happens then?
Well, here, I'll tell you about that. So I've been doing immigration, Adele and I've been doing immigration since 2008. And in my whole life as an immigration lawyer, I've never once heard of USCIS or the State Department calling up a co-sponsor and saying, "Hey, bub, it's time to pay." I've never heard of that ever. Not to say it doesn't happen, but I've never heard news story. Like I keep an eye out for this. To me, really, the only time the affidavits of support come into play is if the couple gets divorced and the foreign national tries to use it as evidence of what financial support they should get from their U.S. citizen divorced spouse.
Okay.
So if somebody has a co-sponsor and that co-sponsor dies, I think that's the end of that business.
Okay. We wouldn't have to look for another one, or
Once the person gets the green card, nobody talks about the co-sponsor ever again, in my experience.
okay. And then he's gotten 2 other tourist visas. He's gotten a tourist visa to Switzerland last year, and he went there, and then he currently has a UK tourist visa, which is how he met in England.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking about potentially trying to get a UK work visa. If he happens to get a UK work visa, would you suggest for him to try again for a US tourist visa, or just
No, that's exactly what we wouldn't do. No, that'd be great. If he gets a work visa in England, then what we do is, this would be good actually, because then what we do is we point the whole case towards London, not towards Casablanca. And getting out of Morocco would be a big step up for the chances of him coming overall. So if he could get a work visa and live in the United States, and we file the I-130 and we point the whole case towards London where he's living, that'd be great. That would boost your chances a lot.
Okay. All right. And one more question, kind of going back to, you were talking about a timeline, because I'm not currently able to sponsor. You said we would have a year. So say potentially this year I made enough money, and then in next year, would we then be able to apply next year? Because then when we have a year to wait before we'd have to.
Well, you can apply. You can apply tomorrow if you have enough of the filing fee. That's all you need for right now.
I'm just worried about I don't have the 3 years.
Yeah. Well, income, so. I'm 90% sure whether you file the I-130 now or file an I-130 a year from now, unless you have 2 good years now and you just need 1 more. If you're starting from scratch with no real hard income, you're going to need 3 years of it anyway. So I don't know that just this waiting 1 year helps that. Does that make sense?
Okay. So
does that make sense?
If
it's just so slow, Jesse. I just want people to file. I mean, we got to prove up the relationship. You've had 2 or 3 trips together, so I'm okay with filing it now. But if you want to do 1 more trip to make it stronger, I'm okay with that. But what I'm saying is, don't hold back starting the process. If you want to hold off starting the process because you want to show the relationship is stronger later, I'm cool with that. But don't do it just because you're worried about the co-sponsor, because you're 99% chance you're going to need a co-sponsor either way.
Okay, got it. All right, thank you so much, Jim. I appreciate it.
Hi, Jesse. See ya. Yeah, thanks. All right. Donna reminds us that today is Easter Monday, and in Jamaica, it's a big holiday. Lots of activities, lots of kite flying, and Nurse Laura says throughout the Commonwealth it's a holiday. And I think we always had, when I grew up Catholic schools, we always had Easter Monday off. Pick me. What do you say? Pick me.
Can I be off camera?
Done.
Okay. Hi. My husband and I got married in 2021 January. Okay. And since then we have not filed.
Why?
We attempted to, but we had some issue with the lawyer. She got sick, and maybe for a year we didn't hear from her. However, the also other reasons are Um, my husband wanted to make sure his taxes were in order. He is self-employed, and he also didn't have a steady place living at. He's supposed to get a house, but things didn't work through as planned. And also, I think that's two of the main reasons: getting the house, so we have a steady place to stay, and the taxes. My I also have an immigration history. I applied for a visa 4 times and did not get through in the past. The first time I applied, I uh, I basically on the paper had yes, I have family in the US, and I said no in the interview.
Wait, say that again.
The first time I applied for the visa,
Yeah.
that's a regular visa, right?
Yeah.
The on the paper on my I-160 they call it,
DS 160. Yep.
right? They have a question saying do you have family in the US? And on the paper had yes, which I said yes to the person who filled it out for me. But when I went to the interview, I ended up saying no, I don't have family in the US. So I think that might be the reason I got denied all the time.
Well, what country
Plus,
are you? What country are you from?
I'm from the Caribbean country, Dominica.
And you said you filed 4 visit visas and they all got denied.
Yes, that's previously to being married.
Right. Right. So I don't think the reason that the last 3 they just think you're desperate to come to the United States. If you file 4 visit visas, I mean, once the first one's denied, the second one's most likely to be denied, and for sure the third and fourth, those were a waste of money and time, and it just makes you look desperate to come to the United States.
Oh, okay. That was
Wait,
before I got married.
so you're telling me that you and your spouse have been married for 3 years and he's never filed the I-130?
No, because of our situation.
All it took, if you were legally married, all it took was $535. All that other stuff is for the second stage. And now
Okay.
you're going to be like, why hasn't this person applied yet? I mean, and the fees just went up today. So you guys should have filed last month, if nothing else. This is just way too casual.
So it wouldn't be like living. Okay, he was staying at his business place. Wouldn't that be a problem?
Yeah, he needs an address.
Yeah, so that was the problem. He recently got a place, like recently.
How much money does he make a year?
He's self-employed, so I really don't have the numbers on that, sorry. But
Okay.
off my head, he was self-employed, but he recently got a job. He make like 3,002 US a month.
Was he born in the United States?
Yes, he's an American citizen.
How did you meet him?
We met online.
Okay. So
We had a first visit.
How often does he come to see you?
Since we've been married, we've seen each other every year.
Okay. All right. So I feel like I have a good understanding of the situation. What is your question for me?
Like, how difficult would my case be? And what advice would you give me?
My number one advice is hurry up. Like, I think he's screwing around. I don't know what he's going to need a co-sponsor either way.
Okay.
If he's just making $3,000 a month and he just started making $3,000 a month and it's self-employed, he doesn't make enough. He's not going to make enough. He should have filed the I-130 3 years ago. You got to get this process started. If I'm you, I'm like, dude, are you serious about bringing me to the United States or not? This case should have been. You'd be almost a citizen by now if you had filed right away.
Yeah.
So he's been dragging butt on this, and you need to say, are we doing this or not? And I need that I-130 filed in the next 30 days, or I'm done talking to you.
I feel like part of it is my fault because We thought we had to get all our taxes together first. He wanted to make sure that the taxes
You need
together.
taxes to get it started. That's my point. You don't need taxes to get it started. All you have to do to get a marriage-based immigrant visa case started is, was she free to marry? Was he free to marry? Were everybody in the relationship free to marry? If that's true, that's all you need. The
Okay.
finance stuff, the taxes stuff, that's all later.
Okay.
If I were you, I'd be mad as hell at him.
Okay.
All right.
I understand.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Have him call me and we can all yell at him. Okay.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
All right.
Yeah. You know, I have a lot of friends who own law firms, or they started a new law firm, and they're like, I need to get the right letterhead. I need to get the right font. I need to get a new website. I need to do all these things before I start practicing law. No, you need to start making money. And so the same thing with marriage cases. You need to get that I-130 on file. Nothing happens until the I-130 is on file. There is no case really to even talk about until the I-130 is on file. So you really need to separate out what's important to get started and what will I need to do later. You literally have a year to get all the financial stuff taken care of. And if it's not even close, then you should just start working on a co-sponsor right away. Right away. Asking for a friend. Planet Earth is here asking for a friend. You're on mute.
Hey Jim, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I have a question for you regarding my friend. So just to give you a synopsis of what happened, my friend came to the United States in 2017, got married to a U.S. citizen, filed, with immigration, USCIS, but that case was denied because he did not have a divorce decree from his first marriage, which, he went ahead and did all that, but then he had to refile again, which he did. But the second time around, the I-130 was approved in November of 2022. The 485 was sent to the NBC, and so they said the date for that is July 24th of 2023. In November of 2023, he got a RFE for affidavit of support. Just before he got the affidavit of the RFE, the marriage went into trouble, was in trouble, right? And so the affidavit of support, because the marriage was in trouble, the wife was not cooperating with signing the affidavit of support, but he got a co-sponsor, got a lawyer, the lawyer filed, that was received on February of 2024, February 9th, 2024. Now, just last week, he has not gotten any response from immigration since then. Should he be worried? Hello?
Sorry, I was on mute. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay. So are you telling me that the U.S. citizen wouldn't sign the affidavit of support? Is that what you said?
Yes.
And so he went ahead and hired a lawyer and filed a co-sponsor affidavit of support?
Yes.
Does the U.S. citizen spouse know that he did that?
I don't think she knows, no.
Yeah, so that's called fraud. That's called, this case is over. That's called, this guy's not coming to the United States.
No, he's in the United States. He's been living in the United States.
Oh, well, that's called fraud, and that's called he's not getting a green card. That's called, that case is over.
Wow. Okay.
If If there is no signed affidavit of support from a U.S. citizen from the petitioner, the case is over.
Well, there was when they filed the case, there was an affidavit of support at that time. But I think the situation was that she didn't make enough money.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if that sounds sketch and sus to me, that he hired a lawyer to file. I mean, I've never heard of that in my whole life. I've never heard. I mean, that's downright sneaky. That's like, ooh, I'm so close to the finish line. I'm just going to pay some lawyer to help me finish this up. But the U.S. citizen spouse doesn't want to participate.
Yeah, because she was unwilling to participate. And on top of that, just last week he was served with divorce papers.
Yeah, so she's probably notified USCIS. I mean, that guy really could get in trouble if she notifies USCIS that she didn't know that he hired this lawyer. I mean, that's criminal. It's criminal what he's doing. That lawyer should never have done that, unless he lied to the lawyer too, which it sounds like is what he did. This guy's in big trouble. What country is he from?
He's from Jamaica.
And what status did he have? Like right now, what's his status? Is he on overstay or what?
He's on overstay. He's been here since 2017.
Yeah. So this is what I tell people all the time. One time I went to the interview in Chicago. The interview, and I was talking to one of the officers. He was telling me about a case he'd had a few weeks back. He said at the very end of the interview, he turned to the U.S. citizen. He said, "Do you still want to sponsor this guy?" And she thought about it for a moment. She said, "You know what? No, I don't." So he denied the I-130. If the U.S. citizen decides not to play ball anymore, the case is over. This guy's screwed. And now he probably committed a crime.
Wow. Even if the I-130 was approved?
Yeah, fraud.
Wow.
Total fraud.
Okay. Is there any other advice you would have for him?
No, he's in trouble. He's going.
Okay.
I mean, for all I know, he might get his green card tomorrow, but it's still effed.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Jim. I appreciate your help.
Yep. Yeah. What he doesn't want is an interview. That's right. Alejandro's right. If they get an interview, woo, Nelly, they're going to get him good. And you know what? He deserves it because that is flat. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, we had that guy on the show a couple weeks ago. What did he say he did without his spouse knowing? There was something some guy did that surprised me that I had never heard before. I don't remember. It made me mad. I don't remember. Maybe you guys remember, but that guy is in big trouble. Med Ali. Med Ali, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good morning or good afternoon.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, sir?
I'm well, thank you.
That's funny. I actually just found out about you yesterday on TikTok, and today I see you live on YouTube.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. So I do have a complicated case that's been going for over 7 years now. I got to the States in 2015 as a student visa. I got married in 2016. Unfortunately, I got in removal proceedings in late 2017.
As an overstay?
Yes, sir.
Any other reason other than overstay?
Overstay, I had some criminal stuff that was going on that got dropped. It was nothing serious. That we're past that already. So that like I told you, that criminal case was dropped.
Well, hold on.
Yes, sir.
As longtime viewers of this show know, the criminal charges dropped means lots of different things.
Yes, sir.
So does that mean that you pled guilty and they put you on probation, or they just dropped?
No. Whoever was actually put the charges on me just dropped them, and the case was dismissed, basically.
Okay.
So because of that, I got out of the removal proceedings on bond, on a $5,000 bond.
Okay.
From then, I was waiting on my removal proceedings to be dismissed, which got dismissed in 2021.
And
December
when you say dismissed, do you mean terminated or admin closed?
So it actually says dismissed. It does not say terminated, and it does not say administratively closed. So it says dismissed.
Okay.
And it was dismissed in 2021. My lawyer, I've been through 3 different lawyers right now. I'm actually just about to fire my 3rd lawyer right now.
Right.
Every lawyer that I worked with doesn't have an idea on how to get my case to start moving.
What case do you have? It sounds like you don't have any case at all other than deportation. What else you got going?
So I don't have deportation no more. I'm actually trying to adjust my status. Like I filed for my status in 2018. My I-130 is approved.
Who filed it?
My wife.
Your wife. Okay, so she's a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir. She is a U.S. citizen. I have right now almost a 4-year-old son as well with the same U.S. citizen that we're talking about. We filed for the I-130. It got approved on 2018. It got sent to the NVC for some reason. The I-485, they booked me for the biometrics. I went ahead and did that.
Did you file the I-130 separately from the 485?
So I think we actually did it together. So the first lawyer that I actually worked with that was actually trying to get me out of removal proceedings, she did a very, very bad job filing them for my paperwork. A lot of them wasn't even filed for. So she made like a big mistake, I think, not filing some papers. But I-130 was filed, I think, together with I-485. We did file for another I-485 on the date of with the immigration court to hopefully kind of grant me the adjustment of status through the court, which didn't happen.
Okay.
And my case was supposed to be transferred back from EOIR to USCIS.
Yeah.
And it still hasn't got transferred to this day.
When were proceedings dismissed?
In 2021, December 3rd.
How are things with the marriage?
Perfect. Marriage is great. We have a house. We have a son. We own a business.
How did you enter the United States?
As a student visa.
Okay. You should send me an email. I can get this case moving. Shoot me an email. Even though I'm usually suspicious of people that fire 3 lawyers, because that means usually they're going to fire me too.
No, sir. I'm just like a lawyer. Like the issues with the lawyer is that they would get a hold of my case. The first lawyer, like I told you, it was for a year I was waiting for my employment authorization ID. Okay. For a year I was waiting for it. When I didn't even know about the receipt notices and all that back then. When I actually started talking to my friends, I'm like, hey, my I-765 was taking way too long. He's like, oh, check on your receipt. And I'm like, I haven't got no receipt. We found out that the lawyer never applied for my authorization ID, for my employment authorization ID. So we got in an argument about that. I fired her. The second one was like, we're gonna get you the green card through the court, and I paid him this amount of money.
Ali, just send me an email. The show, I gotta run. I gotta go do another meeting. Send me an email, send me your receipt notices, and we'll go from there. I know what to do.
Definitely, sir. I really appreciate your help, and I'll be talking to you soon for sure.
Bye, buddy.
Thank you, boss.
See you, man. Yep. Lindy's got it right. That dude applied for citizenship without telling his wife. That's exactly right. That was it, Lindy. Thanks for the reminder. That was a crazy case. That guy applied under the 3-year-old without telling his spouse because he knew the marriage was going to fall apart. Thanks, Lindy, for that. Thank you, everybody, for all the great comments. Thanks, everybody, for rallying and filling the waiting room. I'll be here tomorrow. Let's see what time tomorrow. Tomorrow is April 2nd, and the show is at 2 p.m. Central Time. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Happy Easter Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Oops, wait a minute. Brand. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease.